your this topic. Well, this is a topic related to. We're gonna go to page 100 here. So we're gonna start with this unit 15. It's right here. It's about taking a break, career breaks. No, do you know uh, how common are career breaks in your country? No, so what do we mean by a career break?
Yeah, I think that some like a vacation that is very long.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. A very long, like a sabbatical year. No.
Yes, yes, something like a sabbatical year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's more than just 1 month. It's maybe a year, or or maybe a year and a half. No, have you heard of people? Have you heard of people taking this amount of time off?
People of my environment, I think that never, but in movies and books and those kind of things, I think that is common in, for example, like, I don't know, in Europe or in United States or
Ah, right, right, right. Yeah, yeah,
other
yeah.
countries
Yes, yes,
like
yes, yes.
here in Argentina. I think that is
Yeah, 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 yeah.
very rare.
So it is more common in countries where the economy is more stable, no? And
Yes,
so they're not so anxious about losing their jobs, no?
yes.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So look, we have well, you guys are three. So we have one. These are three different experiences: Freya, Roberto, and Jenny. So Elias, can you tell us about? Well, maybe it. We have Juan. You can be Jenny, and Germán. You can be Roberto. So
Okay,
let's start with Freya. Freya. These are different.
okay,
These are different people that have taken a year off. No.
okay. Advertising manager. Stage in career. I worked in marketing for 10 years and had just completed my advanced certificate. I resigned. My career break. I traveled around the world for 18 months and did voluntary work in Australia. Australia. My career break revitalized me. It has
Revitalize me. Revitalize me.
revitalized me. It has given me a new perspective on life and reordered my priorities. Quality of life is more important to me now. I am also more confident. If you are hesitating about taking a career break, the best piece of advice I'd give is to make sure you've got good relevant career experience before you leave. So it's much easier to get back on the career ladder.
Yes, yes. And the last bit.
Effect on career. The break act as a catalyst for me to change career. I put off looking for a permanent job for a while, but now I apply to join a government office.
All right. All right. All right. All right. So well, this guy was Freya was in advertising, as she her position was advertising manager. No. And how long had she worked before taking this break? How long had she been working?
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years, 10 years. Right. So this break, no, career break is usually after having worked many years, no? Maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years, no? So after a lot of work, after working so many years, you can be a bit worn out, no? So worn
Yes.
out, you can be a bit tired, and you need a much longer. Like in Europe, in some companies, after 15 years or after 20 years, they give them you are entitled to a year off. No. Well, so this Freya, for how long? How long did how long was she traveling for?
18 months.
Yeah, 18 months. That's right. And she was doing voluntary work, no? So what's interesting about why would she do voluntary work? I mean, um, is that something that you could I mean, why is voluntary work an option?
I don't know. Maybe it depends of the person.
Yeah,
For example, she could like to help people and
yeah,
or help
helping
the
people out.
community.
Well, definitely voluntary work is like something that is organized, and it's
Hmm.
in a remote area, maybe in Africa, no? Maybe in a remote area, and you are. Can you just wait a minute, please?
Yes, no problem.
Okay.
Well, I'm so sorry, guys. Sorry. Hello.
We're here.
Hello.
We're here. Yeah. Well, sorry, I had an emergency here. Uh, Sorry, guys. So the topic is, well, I needed to take a break just now. Uh, so we say that, well, we're gonna go on with Roberto. So German, can you tell us about Roberto?
Okay. Stage in career. I'd worked for the bank for 14 years, so they offered to keep a job open. I postponed my planned departure for a year to suit them. My career break. I spent a year traveling through Southeast Asia and Australia, doing a series of scuba diving courses. I also learned to ride a motorbike and fly helicopter. My tip for anyone considering a career break is take it after you're working for at least 5 years. That way you really appreciate the time off and have enough money to enjoy it. It's the best thing I've ever done.
Well, yeah. So okay. So these are very extreme situations. I was telling you about taking voluntary work. It's when you take voluntary work, you're working hard, and so your mind, your mind is very busy doing something completely different. No, so the voluntary work is an option for the gap a gap year, because you are completely switching off from your previous work, and you're focusing on something completely new, very new. No, so your mind is taking a break. No, and so you're still using your brain and your mind. No, you're taking decisions, but on a completely different setting. No, completely different um, environment. No, so and and you can imagine with Roberto, it's completely different because it's got to do with adventure. So adventure, like going on a motorbike or flying a helicopter, that also blows your mind. No, it helps you to well, it's a completely different experience, something completely different. No, so let's continue, German.
I came back with my batteries recharged and new enthusiasm. And now I am doing a better version of my old job.
Yeah, so here it says revitalized. The other person said my career break revitalized me, and here it says it was he felt recharged. No, so it's a bit similar. No, these are similar. No, to be recharged or to be revitalized. No, okay. So this is Roberto and Juan. What about Jenny?
Okay, management consultant, stage in career. I was with my company for 9 years and having a mid-career crisis. I intended to resign. They said they had my job open. My career break. I was in Bangladesh attached to a voluntary organization working with local communities to improve education and healthcare and to develop new skill and earning potential. It broadened
It
my
broadened.
broadened. Okay, it broadened my outlook, and I experienced a completely different pace of life. I'm now less materialistic, and I feel grateful for the thing I have got. If you are feeling uncertain about a career break, just do it. Life's too short.
Yeah, okay, so and the last bit.
Effect on career. I went back to exactly the same job, but I now do 4 days a week, spending the fifth voluntary with a children's charity.
Okay, so this was it was very meaningful for Jenny. For Jenny, this break was very meaningful, and I think um, the company. It seems like Jenny must have had a good reputation, no? Because she was hesitant. She said, "What am I going to do?" She this is a mid career crisis, no? So she said, "What am I doing? Am I quitting?" And it seems like she was very appreciated at her job because they told her to go off to take a break, no, and that they would hold her job. So they would wait for her, when they would look after her job, her position, when she came back. No, well, so there's Roberto and Jenny are similar in one way. No, they have a similar experience. In what way is Roberto and Jenny's experience similar? I mean, compared to Freya's experience.
I think that maybe that they came back
Yes, they came
to
back.
the same shop.
Very good, very good. Yeah, exactly. So in Roberto's case, it says so they offered to keep a job open. Yeah, and here it says they hold my job open. So they went off, but they came back to the same. They came back to the same job. Yeah. Okay. Well, so and in the case of, well, in the case of, we said this, well, Freya went on had a voluntary experience. Roberto went on for adventure, and well, and Jenny went off to do working with local communities. So, what to improve education and healthcare. So, how do you think this changed? How do you think this changed her out? It says her outlook or her perspective changed completely. It broadened her mind. What do we mean by broaden? It broadened her mind.
Something like expanded or
Expanded her view, no, her horizons,
mm,
no, or her understanding.
yes,
Her, it broadens your understanding or the way you see things. So you see things much in a much better with a much better perspective, no. So this guy, well, no, it's a girl, Jenny, had a tremendous experience because she was helping in communities that were in Bangladesh. You can imagine that they had lots of needs, no, they were in need of everything, no, and so this broadened her mind, and she became less materialistic, no. She said, well, she understood that life was not all about making money, right? So now she learned how to feel grateful, or content, no, you say. She understood how much content is to feel happy or thankful for what you have, no. And so this is well, so she says, I went back to the exactly the same job, but I now do 4 days a week, spending the fifth volunteering with children's charity, right? So, well, these are uh, positive experiences, right? Okay, now I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna share with you a dialogue, like a conversation between Lena, and a manager. Uh,
okay,
and Lena here, this is the manager, no? Look, this is the manager, and this is Lena. So the manager is not happy about this break, no. The manager is not convinced at all, no, about this idea of taking a year off, no. But Lena is very convincing, is coming up with a very interesting arguments to convince the manager. So, Germán, can you be the manager, and Juan, maybe Juan, can you be Lina?
Okay.
Okay. So what you're saying is you want to take an extended holiday.
No, not really. I see it as a sabbatical. A journalist friend has invited me uh, to be her photographer on her next assignment. A team is heading out to the Antarctic to document the impact of global warming.
And you'd like several months off to accompany her.
Yes, it's been a long-term goal of mine to do something like this. I did photography before I moved into IT, but I never saw it as a career. The thing is, I've been inspired by the people I study with who become professional photographers.
So you take 9 months off, and we're left without a technical author and no team leader.
I know, but it's a
Once
once in a lifetime opportunity.
But how do we benefit from this?
Well, I think it's a win-win situation. I enjoy developing my creative side. I fulfill a lifelong ambition. So I'd come back to my job feeling more contented and satisfied with what I achieved in life.
Yes, and
Yeah,
And
so
the experience I'd gain would be invaluable for managing the
invaluable.
team. Invaluable. Okay.
this isn't common practice, as far as I know. I'm not sure if.
I understand your misgivings. What if I don't come back? And so on. But the plus point are the I'd be working in extreme conditions with a team of strangers, and my leadership skills would be put to the test.
I'm not convinced. Go on.
But there are also other benefits for you. I intend to put on an exhibition of my work after the trip, and I'd like to do this with the support of the company. It would mean we'd get a lot of media exposure as well as great advertising opportunities.
Yes, that's so interesting. It's certainly worth thinking about.
I really feel that this is a chance I can't afford to miss.
Well, this will set a precedent. I'll have to discuss it with each HR. It's not going to be easy to persuade them. I'm afraid your arguments aren't very convincing from a business point of view.
And that's hardly fair. I've never refused to take on more work or to do overtime when it's been necessary. I've been extremely loyal when a lot of employees went to the new competition, and well,
Okay, fair point. I'll see what I can do.
I really appreciate it if you could speak to HR and initiate a meeting for all of us.
Okay, I think I can manage that, Tina.
All right, Lina. So this was Lina's first approach to the topic. No, so how successful has Lina been in this first but bringing up this topic? No, how successful has Lina been? Has she convinced the manager?
In some way,
Well,
partially.
well,
For at least she convinced him
yes, yes, yes.
to plan a meeting.
To run a meeting, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I think her Alina's main success has been to persuade the manager to get have another meeting with the human resources.
Yes.
No? But the the manager says, "I'm afraid your arguments aren't very convincing from a business point of view." So
Eh,
let's see what are I think Lena has been very very smart, no, and she has come up with convincing arguments, no, about from a business point of view. What was she coming up? What was her main proposal in terms of business of a win-win situation? No,
I think that the main point is to get media exposure
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
for advertising the company. I think.
yeah, yeah. She said that on one hand, she was saying, "Look, I'm gonna become a better professional after this
Yeah.
experience." No,
That's,
she's saying, "Look, my leadership skills will be put to the test, and I'm going to learn a lot." No,
yes, and that wasn't a good point for the manager.
I'm not. Yeah, he says it's not. He's not convinced, but uh, and then she says, and then about this exhibition. No,
Mhm.
why would the company benefit from this exhibition?
Media exposure.
Yeah,
And
media exposure related to the global warming. Your company is involved in a conservationist project, no, that is, helping the environment. No, so it's that is a good publicity for the company. No,
mm,
when the companies are involved in sustainability, in looking after the environment, no, the that's good publicity for the company.
Yes.
It's the same as when your company is helping a charity. No, your company is helping some educational project in Africa. No, let's suppose you say, look, I'm going to go to Africa to help a school. No, and then when we come back, I'm going to provide this video. We're going to provide this video of what is the situation in schools in Bangladesh. No, and then you're going to say that your company is supporting this foundation, no,
Mm.
helping this educational project, which would sound it would do good publicity, I think, no, for the company.
Yes.
Well, this is yeah, I like this. I'd like this grammatically when she says, I would enjoy developing my creative side. I would fulfill a lifelong mission. I would come
Mm.
back. All this is interesting. I would gain. I'd gain, um, or I would be working on extreme conditions. Oh, and he says,
Mm.
I would like to do this. No, all of this is like interesting grammatical expressions. No,
Yes.
and then we have another interview, which is the opposite. The manager is all in favor, is in favor of promoting um, a gap or a break. So it Elias, can you be the employer? You, Elias, you're the employer, and
Okay.
I am the interviewer.
Okay.
So you're quite happy with the idea of people in your organization taking a career break.
Yes. Although we prefer to use the term flexi work, which is a better description.
And how did the idea come about? I mean, a lot of employers wouldn't like the idea of their staff disappearing for a year or so.
We introduced flexi work at a time when our industry was having a bit of downturn. Things were quiet. I meant we could cut the wage bill, but also retain staff for when the situation improve again.
All right, so uh, he's happy about this flexi work, but related to um, uh, times when the economy wasn't doing too well. No,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
So it was basically just a cost cutting measure.
No, it was more of an experiment, one that wouldn't be too expensive, and it's been very successful. In fact, it's now official company policy.
So, do you think this is something that other companies will take up?
I'm not sure. I think we are lucky because we specialize in consultancy. A lot of our work is project based, and our consultants do 3 months here, 6 months there. So it's quite easy for us to fit this kind of thing in.
So I think most people would see the advantages of the employee, but are there any other benefits for the company?
Well, yes, apart from the cost of saving that I mentioned before, is does a lot for our retention rate. So we don't get nearly so many.
Resignations.
Yes, I see
Yeah,
something the box
yeah.
there that.
If someone wants to broaden.
Okay, if someone wants to broaden their horizons by having a long career break, they can have one, no problem. The other advantage is when we are recruiting, when we are looking for new talent. If we say we don't just allow career break, we actively encourage them as part of as part of your career development. That's very attractive to prospective
Perspective
employers.
employer. Oh, so presumably there are some people who go off for a few months and don't come back.
For some people, yes, it acts as a catalyst for them to head off in a new direction. But for most people, it gives them a chance to recharge their batteries and they return with renewed enthusiasm. From the point of view of motivation, is great. It's a win-win situation. And in terms of personal development, people come back having learned something new, maybe a new language, or they've developed a soft skill like leadership or whatever. But the bottom line is those new skills are of value to the company as well.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Okay, cool. So, well, what do you think about from the perspective of the company? No, is the manager? Do you think the manager has clear ideas?
The employer,
The employer, yeah, the employer, yes.
yes, I think that he is very convinced. I don't know, convinced.
It's convincing, no, convincing.
Yes.
All right, yeah, right. Me too, me too. But especially this would work in the case of a recession, no? Because if things are doing well, everybody's required, no? Everybody's needed at work, no? Okay,
Yes.
we're gonna continue with this with some vocabulary from this. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share with you this. Here, can you see? Can you see this? We're going to cover a bit of vocabulary and then we're going to see the a bit of grammar too, a bit of grammar. No, so here it says here we have these words, no, to appreciate, to charity, hesitate. These words we've seen in the dialogue we saw. So going away for a year gave me a whole new um, we say outlook. Another word is outlook. But what is another word for outlook?
Put off.
Perspective.
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 Perspective. Okay.
Perspective. Perspective. So it broadened. We also said it broadened uh, his mind. No. Okay. I really what you've done for me. So
Appreciate.
yes, I really appreciate. That's right. So to appreciate is to be very thankful, no? So if your boss says, I appreciate all your efforts, that's a very good compliment, no?
Yes.
It's very good if I appreciate all you're doing for us at the company. It's a very good feedback. Yeah. So if you uh, any longer, the
Hesitate.
opportunity is going to slip
Hesitate.
by. Hesitate, yeah. So when you what so if you hesitate is you hesitate, you are not another word is you are wary. You know this word,
Something like
to be wary. is the same as to have doubts.
Okay.
So it's all the same. These are all similar. When you hesitate, you're wary, and or you have doubts. It's the same. They're all synonyms.
Okay.
The opportunity is going to slip by. So slip by, you understand, no? To go by.
Yes.
You're gonna miss. You're gonna miss the opportunity, no?
Yes.
So that was a very useful you
Tip.
gave me a tip, yeah, suggestion or tip or advice, no? You gave me. I had to
Tough.
uh, put off, no?
Put off.
Put off my trip for a couple of months. Yeah, so you can say the meeting was put off, no? So it was
Is a synonym of delay, something like that.
Or
delay.
postpone.
Yeah,
Postpone.
postpone.
Okay.
Synonym of postpone. That I've applied for a job as a fundraiser. I've applied for a job
For charity.
for a charity. Charity. Yes, I feel
Revitalized.
really yeah, refreshed or re-
Revitalized.
revitalized. Is a difficult word, no?
Yes, revitalize.
Well, this is how you feel when you get back from. So, for example, have you guys worked at in office?
The series?
Yeah, have you worked, for example, before the pandemic? Were you working at the office?
Yes.
Yeah, and
No,
and
not for me.
no, Germán.
No, I was working in the laboratory and I
Ah,
was not in the office. I was with the
ah,
machines.
right. The machines. Yeah. Well, for some people working remotely has revitalized, or they have broadened. It has broadened their mind. To working remotely has broadened their mind. Can you do you know what this means?
Mhm.
Like
They
to
gain
open it.
Man,
It's
more
Sorry,
perspective.
sorry. What? Let's see.
expand their mind,
To
something like
expand
that.
their mind. Yes, Germán.
to open. It opened my mind.
Yeah, but in what ways? For example, in what ways specifically? What have people learned? What have people learned from working remotely?
For example, to manage their time.
Yeah, well, yeah, lots of men have realized what a lot of work it is to run a house. Like
Yes.
they never knew what their wives were doing.
For some people, I think that is the case.
Yeah. So, yes, they realize what a lot of work. I mean, housewives are. It's even maybe more stressful, no, than their own job, no. Well, bro, also maybe it broadens your mind because you're more time at home, so you don't spend so much time commuting or traveling. So you have more time, more free time. No, maybe
Yes.
uh, more time for to do other things. No, so
Yes.
maybe when you work at an office, you by the time you get back home, you're tired because of the traffic, and you have time to eat and go to bed. No, to have a shower, but
Yes.
but working remotely, you're not too tired because you don't have to commute, you don't have to travel, and you're at home. You can see your kids more or have more time. No, Well, here it says, well, no, this one too. Forget about two. Then we're gonna do. Um,
Uh, Before that, I have to go. So
ah,
see you the next
all right,
class.
Elias. Okay, you have a
Have a
meeting,
nice
Elias.
weekend.
All right.
Yes,
See
yes.
you. See you next week then, eh?
See you next week. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye,
Bye.
Elias.
Thanks for joining, eh?
Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Yes, bye.
All right, let's see. This one is a business communication, no? Is like a bit of we have some options, no? Always here we have a, for example, it's been a long term of mine to travel to Australia. So it's been a long term. We have, well, let's see if I can make this bit smaller, but I don't think you will be able to read it. Let's see. I don't know if you can see.
Ask.
Yeah, I
It's
was
been a
saying
long.
about task.
Okay, what's the difference between task and goal? Task and goal, no? So would you say? Let's see if I can put it. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. It's it's been a long. Let's see the options are a goal, target, point, or task. No. So let's see if we can do. You said
The
task.
goal.
You
Yeah.
said yeah, yeah. It's better to use the word goal here. Let's
Okay.
see. Why is it better goal? I mean,
It was an error.
a goal. What do we mean by what is another word for goal? Like
Achievement.
objective, or no? Achievement is something that you like that you've done. No
Yeah.
achievement. Let's see. What is the difference between achievement, what and task? Well, for example, a task is like something that you have to do. No, like a
Okay. Okay.
task. Okay, a task is
Yes.
uh, oh, I have a this very difficult task. No, it's like something that you're working on.
Yes.
An achievement is a logro. No, an achievement is a logro, something that you've achieved. No, and a goal is like an objective. So it's been a long-term goal of mine to travel to Australia. So he's had this in mind for. So he has been wanting to go. No, it's been his goal. So my goal. So for example, if you say, "What are your goals for this year?" You can say, "No, for what are your goals for next year?" No, for 2024. No, 2024. No, what are your goals? What are your goals? So, well, I want to be next year. I hope to be promoted. No, so this is one goal. No, but what about your job? What about your job here? Well, I'd like to take 6 months off. No, and I'd really, well, the options here are, let's see, I'd really appreciate, it says appreciate, enjoy, or pleasure.
Appreciate.
Appreciate.
Pleasure. I think
Yeah,
it's
very good.
appreciate.
Yeah, very good. So, and I'd really appreciate if, so when you're, appreciate is to be very thankful.
Yes.
I really appreciate. Sorry, appreciate it. If you could consider keeping my job open for me. Well, that's the point, eh? So
Yes.
I'm not sure that's fair on your colleagues. Well, I understand your. Let's see. I understand uh, your misgivings, warnings, mistrust.
Mistrust.
Uh, so yeah, no, it's mistrust. Okay, mistrust, desconfianza, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mistrust. Misgivings are like it's misgivings here. By misgivings, it's misgivings is arguments against. The definition of misgivings is uh, opposite arguments. Eh? But
Okay.
none of my
Oh,
colleagues
okay,
have.
okay.
But none of my colleagues have shown interest. So mistrust is a bit different. Mistrust is desconfianza, but misgivings has got to do with arguments, not with desconfianza. Eh?
Okay.
So it's not a personal thing. This is not a personal thing. It's just a question of uh, not being convinced. The guy is not convinced. So this is why it's misgivings. But none of my colleagues have shown interest in doing something similar. Oh, maybe not. But I need to know more about your plans. Well, I've been offered a work placement for 4 months, and then I'd like to travel. Okay, go on. The fact that I can travel and gain experience is unique. It's a once in a.
Life opportunity.
Yeah, here you have life or lifetime.
Lifetime.
Lifetime, yeah, lifetime. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Once in your life, okay, but it's in a lifetime opportunity. Okay, but what are the profits or benefits?
Benefits.
Benefits for the company. Well, I intend towards, or I intend to.
Two.
Two.
To
Yeah,
apply.
yes, you intend to apply for a project manager position, and the experience I'd gain would be.
Priceless.
Well, yeah, yes, priceless is an option. There's two. Let's say there are two options here. No,
Prices and unavailable.
there's priceless or invaluable.
Okay.
In It's the same thing, eh?
Yes.
Invaluable. So it sounds interesting, and you're showing promise. You're showing promise with project work. I'd need to discuss this with human resources. Great. Do tell them it's a
Win-win
yeah, yeah,
situation for us
yeah,
all.
win-win. Well, this is a bit like Lena, no? Trying to
Yes.
convince the manager, no? Win-win situation for all of us. Yep. Well, that was this. Well, I don't know if you like, if you want to do this one is it's been a long-term goal. No, this one it's well, this is a bit complicated, but basically, here he's saying it's it's been a long term, a long term what?
Goal.
Goal of mine to finish my university course. Well, then you have this one is the plus points
More leadership experience and skill development.
and more leadership experience.
Are instead of and. The plus points
Are
are more leadership experience and
are claro, exactly, are, and here and
skill development.
yeah, that's right, very good, and skill development, exactly. Well, here it says um, my motivation
My motivation for volunteer work.
Comes with the Red Cross.
for this comes from my volunteer work with the Red Cross. Yeah, exactly. Well, four is I'll never
I'll never be satisfied
Unless I do
unless
it.
I do it.
yeah, I'll never be satisfied unless unless I do it. Yeah, and the last one is
I hardly never.
that's
Uh,
hardly fair. That's hardly fair. I've never refused. No,
yes.
I've never refused to do overtime. Well, okay, this is basically there's a bit more of explanations here. There's a bit of grammar with ing form, the gerund, the gerund, no? So here, what they're explaining here is that with some verbs we use the gerund, the ing form, no, like these verbs: dislike, enjoy, I can't stand. So can you think of an example with I can't stand? No, for example, I can't stand a. I can't stand it. No soporto, eh?
Yes.
I can't stand. Can you what? For example, with the we need a verb plus ing. No, so I can't stand standing in queues.
Okay.
Queues. No, or I can't stand uh, flying 24 hours. No.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so or this is how it works with ing form, or I I avoid For example, I avoid taking taxis. No, I avoid taking taxis, or I avoid going out at night. So these go with ing form. Or I dislike. Well, it's the same. I enjoy. Well, I enjoy. You can say I enjoy going for a walk. No, I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy reading books. All this is gerund. No, but we're gonna continue with this topic. We'll continue with this topic of the gerund in on Tuesday. Is that right?
Okay, it's okay.
All right. Sorry for the. I had an emergency too. So, well, I will. I will see you then on Tuesday. Then, all right.
Okay,
All
see you
right.
next week.
See you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a nice nice weekend.
Bye bye, you too.
Okay. Take care.